Hey everyone, it's Mark, and it's finally time. Ash and Cynthia are about to have their long-awaited showdown. This is a battle that some fans have been waiting for over a decade to see, so the anticipation is at an all-time high. Me personally, sure, Ash battling Cynthia is cool, but probably on the same level for me as getting to see Ash battle Steven, or if Ash had battled Lance, or Leon. I know a lot of people have soured on Leon, but I am definitely looking forward to their inevitable clash. So why then are so many people looking forward to Ash versus Cynthia? In this video, I'm going to run through their history together from the Diamond and Pearl series, the Best Wishes series, and now in Pokémon Journeys. These two have had a long and complex history, so I'm going to try and waste as little time as possible and just talk about the important moments. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and all that nonsense. Now let's get into it. Okay, so the first time Cynthia appeared in the anime was episode 35 of the Diamond and Pearl series, when Ash and friends met up with Lucian of the Sinnoh Elite Four. He explained the concept of the Champion League, which was this obscure competition that was only mentioned in Diamond and Pearl, and in all honesty, not much is known about it, but we do know that Cynthia is the strongest trainer. Great. Cut to Diamond and Pearl episode 40, and everyone is watching Lucian battle Cynthia on TV. This must not have been a live broadcast, since apparently Cynthia is actually outside near this Pokemon Center. In her first physical appearance in the history of the anime, we see Cynthia taking a year and a half to pick which flavors of ice cream she wants from Team Rocket's ice cream stand. Classic. Anyways, a lot of people will remember this episode because just when Ash and friends finally catch up to Cynthia, Paul comes in from out of nowhere and challenges Cynthia to a battle. And yeah, Paul did not fare very well against the almighty champion of Sinnoh. Even his Torterra got completely annihilated. Side note, but Garchomp looks really weird standing straight up. After this battle, Ash and Cynthia finally meet one another, and they all head back to the Pokemon Center, where Cynthia herself treats Paul's injured Pokemon. It's in this moment that Cynthia first observes Ash and Paul's rivalry, as well as meets Paul's Chimchar. She eventually takes the group back over to the monument she was at before, where she reads them the ancient saying, when every life meets another life, something will be born. This is pretty philosophical for a kid's show, but it ends up getting repeated a lot throughout Ash and Paul's rivalry, especially when Cynthia is around. Let's skip to the end of the episode now, where everyone is watching a news report about the Adamant and Lustrous Orbs, two items which Cynthia is incredibly fascinated with. They eventually part ways, but this will be far from the last time that Ash and Cynthia cross paths. Let's pick things up in episode 96, as Ash and Co have made it to Celestic Town, where they run into Cynthia again. Sinnoh's champion not only recognizes and remembers these kids, but apparently she had also told her grandmother, Professor Carolina, all about Ash and Paul's rivalry. I guess that one random interaction really left an impression on Cynthia. So this was actually the first episode in a two-part Team Galactic story. They head into this museum along with an undercover Cyrus, who looks really weird trying to blend in as a normal person. Of course, he's only there to set up Team Galactic's trap, and before you know it, everyone is under attack. Cynthia does spring into action, which is where the first episode leaves off. Episode 97 picks up right where we left off, with Cynthia using Garchomp and Gastrodon to fend off Team Galactic. This is notable because we had not seen Cynthia's Gastrodon before, and nice to get a look at one of the Pokemon that Cynthia is eventually going to use all these years later in the Masters tournament. Okay, so long story short, Team Galactic's plan succeeds here. They eventually do get away with the Lustrous Orbs when things are all said and done. The only other thing to note is how Cynthia recognizes Ash's Chimchar as the one Paul used to own, and she seems quite fond of it. From one Team Galactic plot to another, Cynthia's next notable appearance was during the climax of Team Galactic's evil scheme to use Sinnoh's legendary Pokemon to create a brand new world. While she is driving everyone to the top of Mount Coronet, the Lake Guardians end up teleporting Ash, Dawn, and Brock straight to their location, so Cynthia is forced to catch up on her own. In the following episode, our heroes end up getting captured while Team Galactic managed to open the gate to Spear Pillar, but thankfully Cynthia arrives just in time to save the day and frees everyone from where they were being held. They head to the Spear Pillar to confront Cyrus, who has succeeded in summoning Dialga and Palkia and forcing them to create a new world. They are able to put a stop to this crisis, but not before Cyrus goes up into his new world all by himself. The rest of Team Galactic do get arrested, and I'm sure we'll never see them again. Cynthia next appeared at the Sinnoh League, where she made several small appearances throughout the tournament, mainly just watching battles from the stands. She took some special interest in Ash and Paul's battle, but who wouldn't? Afterwards, when Ash and Paul are saying their goodbyes, Cynthia comments that she expects to battle both of them in the Champion League one day. Again, the whole Champion League thing never really went anywhere, but the World Coronation Series and the Masters Tournament will have to do. Lastly, in the final episode of the Diamond and Pearl series, Ash and friends are once again watching one of Cynthia's battles on TV. This time, it's against Flint, and the battle comes down to Garchomp versus Infernape. Ash imagines himself in Flint's place battling Cynthia and is determined to one day win his way up to her level and defeat her. To my surprise, this scene ended up being way more prophetic than I ever thought it would be. And I thought we had seen the last of Cynthia in the anime, but then episode 85 of the Best Wishes series rolls around, and guess who Ash runs into after earning his 8th Unova Gym badge? It's Cynthia, ordering ice cream again. Classic. Cynthia tells Ash, Iris, and Silent about the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup, and they all agree to go there together. Ash finds himself in Cynthia's car once again until he accidentally runs over Meloetta. Okay, that's not actually what happened, but they do end up taking care of Meloetta, which includes Cynthia showing off her Glaceon, who we would never see again. Meloetta ends up getting healed, and then Iris challenges Cynthia to a battle, which would later get referenced during their Masters Tournament matchup. The episode eventually ends with the four of them all boarding a flight to Eastern Unova. In the next episode, everyone arrives at Cynthia's villa in Andella Town where Dawn is waiting. She and Ash do their weird high-five thing and catch up. I would go into more detail here, but none of it is relevant to Ash and Cynthia, so I'm just gonna move on. I mean, I would love to just make an entire video talking about the love triangle between Piplup, Oshawott, and Meloetta, but unfortunately, now is not the time for that. Instead, let's fast forward to episode 90, and everyone has made it to Lacanosa Town for the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup. As soon as they arrive, they find Alder hitting on Cynthia, who rejects him. The tournament kicks off with an exhibition match between Cynthia and Caitlin, and while they say the battle has a 10-minute time limit, it actually only takes 2 minutes and 42 seconds for the clock to run out. Cynthia was present for the rest of the tournament, but she didn't really do anything of note, so we'll skip past this for now. The next episode I want to discuss is episode 97 of the Best Wishes series, which was the finale of the Operation Tempest storyline. So while Ash is trapped in some cage, Giovanni and Team Rocket are using Meloetta to summon the forces of nature, who transform into their Therian forms. Cynthia and the others are coming to save the day though, and an epic battle ensues. I mean, what kind of squad is this? Thankfully, since Ash's Unpheasant is such a beast, they managed to defeat Team Rocket and save Meloetta. After this crazy event, Cynthia leaves at the start of the following episode as Ash heads off to the Unova League, and that was all of her appearances in the Best Wishes series. I still remember being absolutely floored while watching episode 77 of Pokémon Journeys. After Ash had defeated Volkner in his first Ultra Class battle, it got revealed that Cynthia is in the Master Class, and we even see her watching Ash and Volkner's battle. Up until this point, we had only known about Leon, Lance, and Raihan being in the Master Class, so hearing about Cynthia being one of the Masters 8 was a huge shock, and finally, fans of the anime could start getting excited at the thought of Ash and Cynthia finally having a battle. Cynthia properly returned in Pokemon Journeys episode 83 when Ash and Go were investigating some random town in Johto where it was eternally nighttime. They happened to run into Cynthia there, who talked with Ash about the World Coronation series. We didn't see Ash interact with many of the Masters 8 before the Masters tournament, so this was clearly planting the seeds for an inevitable Ash vs. Cynthia showdown. Reunited once again, Ash and Cynthia worked together to save the day, which included a scene of Cynthia and Garchomp looking absolutely dominant, just as you would expect them to be. We didn't have to wait long for Cynthia to show up again. In episode 89, Ash and Chloe ran into Cynthia at the Canalave Library during the first episode of the Dialga and Palkia Winter Special two-parter story. After telling Ash and Chloe about the Sinnoh creation myth, they get into a battle with alternate universe Team Rocket outside, and we get to see Cynthia's Komodo for the first time ever, before Ash and Chloe end up chasing alternate universe Team Rocket through a portal into the alternate world. Cynthia was in the next episode as well, but in all honesty, she didn't really do anything, and nothing here really added to Ash and Cynthia's story, so instead, let's move on to the Arceus Chronicles. Oh yeah, if you hadn't heard, the 4-part Legends Arceus special did get an English dub. It's going by the name The Arceus Chronicles, and look, I'm not going to repeat the entire plot here. Cynthia's involvement is really similar to her role in the Diamond and Pearl series. She's there to support Ash and friends in the fight against Team Galactic, but if we're being honest, Ash and Co do most of the work. We did get the reveal of another one of Cynthia's Pokemon in the anime. This time it was her Roserade that made an appearance. Aside from that, I don't think anything in the Arceus Chronicles really added to Ash and Cynthia's story. I mean, we can definitely say it added to Cynthia's character overall, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to move on from this for now. This brings us to the Masters Tournament, and I'll start by talking about Cynthia's first round matchup against Iris. Cynthia did win this one, but it was a close fight, especially considering Iris did not use any of the 3 battle gimmicks, while Cynthia unveiled her Mega Garchomp for the first time ever. Like, seriously, the first time ever. In one of the recap episodes, they even mentioned that this was the first time that Cynthia had used Mega Evolution in an official match, so even Sinnoh's champion and the number 2 ranked trainer in the World Coronation series is still getting stronger and stronger to this day. In the following episode, she watched Ash defeat Steven Stone, and this confirmed what a lot of fans had been hoping for. Ash and Cynthia are going to battle each other in the semifinals of the World Coronation Series Masters Tournament. Wow. To finish off this recap, in the most recent episode before their battle, Cynthia and Ash met up in the morning before their match, and it's worth pointing out that when Ash was explaining his Lucario's backstory, Cynthia admitted that she had heard of the egg that wouldn't hatch for anyone, and she was surprised to find out that this mysterious egg had ended up in Ash's possession, with Lucario now being one of his strongest Pokemon. This brings us to where we are now. The stage is set for Ash and Cynthia's battle. This is a matchup that some people have been waiting years to see, and it's finally happening. The anime isn't messing around around either. We're going to see a full 6v6 battle, and they're giving the matchup plenty of time to really give it the chance to go down in history as one of the best battles ever. Of course, I am trying my best to keep a level head and temper my expectations going into this one. I don't want to set the bar too high, but I am really excited for this battle to play out, as I am sure all of you are as well. One of the details that we do already know is that Cynthia claims she is going to retire after the Masters tournament. This has spawned all kinds of theories and speculation, but I am of the belief that this is just a red herring. I think Ash and Cynthia are going to have such an exciting battle that it will reignite Cynthia's passion for battling, and she will continue on as the defending champion of the Sinnoh region for years to come. That said, upon doing my research for this video, I have found enough evidence to suggest that Cynthia could be motivated to just move on and do other things in her life and walk away from competitive battling. I mean, she already dedicates her life to archaeology and researching mythology all over the world, so maybe she just wants to focus on that and let the next generation of trainers take over. What was that phrase again? When every life meets another life, something will be born? Well, maybe Cynthia seeing just how capable young trainers like Ash, Iris, and Elan are has made her realize that there's a new wave of Pokemon trainers ready to rise up the ranks, and she is prepared to step aside. After all, this battle against Ash was something that she hoped would one day happen. She's been waiting just as long as all of us fans have for this moment to finally come, so what else is there for her to accomplish? If she wins the Masters tournament, then she will have reached the pinnacle of Pokemon battling. She'll have been declared the best trainer in the world. But if she loses, then she can hang her hat on knowing that the next generation of trainers are ready to step up to the plate and fill her spot in the pantheon of the greatest trainers in the world. Okay, let's talk about what we can expect from Ash and Cynthia's battle. Like I said, each trainer is going to be using 6 Pokemon, and we know which 6 Pokemon Cynthia will be using. In a combination of her teams from the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum games, Cynthia will be battling with Spiritomb, Gastrodon, Roserade, Milotic, Togekiss, and her ace, Garchomp. Unlike in the game, she does not have a Lucario in her team. That's because she will be battling against one on Ash's team. Some other notable omissions from her squad are Glaceon and Komodo. I can see why people would be disappointed not to see these two in action, but I can't say I really care. I think Cynthia's team is going to be awesome. I don't want to speculate too much on what this battle will look like beat by beat. If you really analyze the preview for the next episode and the shots they show to the scoreboard at various points in the special preview trailer, you can get a good sense of how the first half of the battle is going to go. I try to avoid that for the most part since I just want to watch the battle without knowing what's going to happen, so let's jump straight into predictions instead. Beyond the actual result of the battle, I think the most important thing to look out for here is what battle technique Ash is going to use, either Dynamax, Z-moves, or Mega Evolution. I actually think this is a pretty easy call. I think we're going to see Mega Lucario in action for the first time in a while, and this Pokemon that has caught Cynthia's attention will end up being the one to finally defeat her. Cynthia's Mega Garchomp has been presented as both an unstoppable force and an immovable object throughout the course of the anime. It is easily one of the strongest Pokemon that we have ever seen, especially if we are just counting non-legendary Pokemon. So really, I don't know how Ash is going to pull it off, but I do think he will come out victorious in this clash, and that Mega Lucario will be the last Pokemon standing. Ash will advance to the finals against Leon, and Cynthia probably won't retire from battling. What do you think, though? I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Of course, we're going to be discussing this battle and so much more over on my Discord server, so go ahead and click the link down in the description to join me and my friends over there. Be sure to hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I worked really hard on it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.